Hello, I'm Liina, aka Liina Beans, and I'm doing my first art-related video. Initially, I was gonna be coloring this, but as you can probably tell, this camera sucks. There's all these like pixelies, and it's just really bad. So I didn't think that that was a good idea. We do have a camera coming in the mail, I think this upcoming week, so I will be doing more art-related videos as soon as we get the camera. But right now, I'm using this really crappy webcam that I have because if I don't do this now, I fear that I'll never do it, even though I want to do it really bad, and I have been wanting to do it really bad. So instead of doing this, I'm going to share with you guys my favorite art supplies, or the things that I use to create my art. So I guess I'll just dive right in and start off with things that I use to sketch. So I use mechanical pencils initially because, well, I just liked how sharp mechanical pencils are. I found that, the traditional kind of normal lead pencils, they got really dull, and then they started spreading dust everywhere. And I know that you can kind of prevent that by choosing the softness or hardness of the graphite in the pencil, but still I feel like these give me a lot more precise kind of line. And first I was using this one and it was fine, but the lead was a little hard, so I had to get some new lead, and now I really like this. But before that I was like, well, maybe it's just too, like small of a point, because this is 0.5, yeah, and this is 0.7. So I went ahead and bought this one in preparation for the colored erasable lead that I should be receiving soon in the mail. I got this, but it turns out that I really like using it with just the graphite lead as well, which is this one, Faber-Castell. No, actually this is what I put in here, and I have another one for this one too, but it's 0.7. I'm not sure if it's HB or not. Anyway, so this is what I use to sketch, and then I guess along with that goes erasers. These are both Faber-Castell. This is the no dust one, so it makes like this, well, it stays in like a little roll. These are both nice. I like these. And then I have my kneaded erasers. I tend to draw really dark sketches, which is a horrible habit of mine, and I'm always kicking myself for it. For example, like, why is that so dark? There's no way that I could ever erase this and have a clean piece of paper to start watercolor on. So that means I have to trace stuff again, which I don't like doing that. I wish I could just learn to not draw so dark, but so far I haven't. So I use these. They're in this kind of like funny shape right now. This is a kneaded eraser, for anyone that doesn't know. But I kind of like put it and then I roll it over the drawing to take out like the darkest of the lines if I don't want to trace it. Because like I said, I don't like doing that. Anyways, moving on to, I guess, inking. I was using these microns, like a lot of artists use these, but even though they're supposed to be waterproof, they weren't really. The ink was kind of smudging whenever I'd start coloring with watercolor, or if I'd put a lot of water on it, it would just kind of start running, that's not good, It's sad when you've worked hard to do a line art or whatever, and then you go to color and it just leaks everywhere. So these are cool. I still use them from time to time, but what I really wanted was this. And this is a Pentel brush pen, pocket brush pen, and it's awesome. It's really great. I have not, I repeat, I have not mastered how to use this, not even close. I'm really struggling with it, but I really like the way that it looks. Here you can kind of, I'm sure, see how wobbly my lines are. I'm trying to learn how to use it properly, but it's really tough. So before I got this in the mail, and I paid, I don't know, under 10 euros for this, and it came with 3 extras. I mean, it came with 4, but the pen itself doesn't come with a cartridge, so you have to use one of the ones that you get for the first, like, pen, if that makes sense. I don't know. So, yeah, I really like this, and while I was waiting for that to come in the mail, I went ahead and got this Uniball Micro, and it's waterproof, and I really like it. It's nice. It has a really, I don't know, sharp tip. It's different from these because I think it has a, it's ballpoint, I think. I don't really know much about these pens. I just use them. If I like them, I continue to use them. If I don't, then I don't. Before that, I was using this one, and I don't know if you can tell, but the nib's like all the way pushed in, because I guess I have a heavy hand. I don't know, but I don't really use this anymore. This was fine, but yeah. Let's see, what else? For details, maybe I'll just wait to do the details. Alright, so moving on. So basically, if I've, used everything that I've already showed you guys, this would include, sketching and inking. And then coloring, I use watercolor. First, I got my very first fancy watercolor set over Christmas break, this past break, and I bought the St. Petersburg White Nights 12 color set, which came with, I'm going to show you my my little makeshift palette thingy. I don't even know what to call this. I guess it's a palette, right? That came with these, this, that, these, this, and that. So there's 12 colors, including your black, 2 browns, 2 greens, 2 blues, these 3 yellows, and the 2 reds. That wasn't confusing at all. The rest I've either found on sale or I just really wanted, like the violet and the pink. I use a lot of pink and violet, as well as the turquoise and indigo. I love these paints. Like I mentioned, most of them are White Nights, but then I have a couple Winsor & Newton in here that are random that I found at my local art store that were on sale. They were €1.50 each, and so I had to get them, even though they're kind of awkward colors. This English Red is by White Nights, and this is a Winsor & Newton something yellow. I don't remember. And it's annoying. It keeps falling out. I don't really use it much because I think it has like some kind of white or something in it, so it's kind of weird and it's a little grainy. Anyway, this is what I keep my watercolors in. It's the Prismacolor Premier 24 color pencils that I got when I was in art school way back, like 7 years ago. My pencils are somewhere else, but I thought that this was a perfect thing to keep my watercolors in, and it kind of comes in with a built-in palette. So these are my watercolors, and then I do have another palette that I use as well. Next, I guess I will share with you guys my gouache, if I can find it. Where is it? Whoa. Is it? Yeah. This is where I keep my gouache, and I just bought a set of 12 Daler & Rowney Simply Gouache. I mean, I don't think the quality in these is that great, but then again, I don't know anything about gouache, so I don't know. I just assumed because they were cheap, and I don't know, Simply Gouache kind of implies that it's like pretty basic. So yeah, I haven't really tried these out extensively, but I have tried them a little bit, and they're nice. I plan on using gouache a little bit more in my art, if I can. Alright, so that's the paint that I use. Then paint brushes. I just ordered these gouache/watercolor brushes not too long ago. They're really nice. I don't think they're synthetic, but I have no idea. I don't know what that says. I think they're Marie's. Yeah. I have several different sizes, ranging from 000 all the way up to, I think, 9, 10. I don't know anything about brushes. If I like it and it fits what I'm doing, like details or big areas, then I use it. I'm not too fussy about where it came from and blah, 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 all that stuff. So yeah, I do like these, and I intend to use them more. Wow, this is not a very organized video. Anyway, and then I have these. This one I use for big areas like backgrounds. And these I use just generally throughout my, coloring or painting, depending on what I'm doing. These work really well. I like them a lot. These are Reeves, just like this one. So I have a mixture of these Reeves ones. They were pretty cheap. I think I got like a set of 10, 8 or 10 for like €7. And then these are really nice. A 0 and a 1 by, I guess, Kunst and Hobby. Synthetic brushes. I got these from my local art store. Initially to use with ink. And this was before I got my Pentel brush pen. I was filling up one of my water brushes, which is actually the next thing I was going to show. I was putting this ink in here, and although it worked fine, it would dry in the tip. Even if I would wash the brush out really, really well after using it, it would still dry in the tip and make it really hard, so then I'd have to scrub all the ink out of it before using it, the next time. But other than that, I use these for coloring. I started out with these because I found that gauging how much water to use in a traditional paintbrush was really, really tough, for me anyway. But with these, they do this really weird thing. Let me see if I can show you. So you squeeze. This one's kind of hard because it's a big one. Ooh. So you squeeze, and water comes out. But then these do this weird thing where it kind of sucks up some of the water, and I don't know if you can tell, but the water starts changing color in the chamber. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of annoying, but it kind of helps you with not using too much water at first. It really helps kind of, limit how much water you use compared to these traditional brushes. You can load these with so much water, and then when you go to paint, you just, I don't know. For beginners, I think traditional brushes are a little tough, but these are good. And I'm a beginner myself. I have not been using watercolor for very long. It's only been a few months, but I really, really like it, and I practice a lot, and it's something I really enjoy. I haven't actually used these in the last month or so, and that's just because I kind of learned how to use, sorry, I'm getting really distracted. I learned how to use the traditional brushes. So, what's next? Oh yeah, details. For details, after my painting's done, I use these. This, not so much, because it tends to, see there, water-based. It tends to kind of mix in with whatever I'm painting over. And like if I make a line, I have to kind of stop, because otherwise the watercolor will get on the tip and start mixing with the white, and that's kind of a pain in the butt. And so I don't really use this that often. I use it for very specific things. If I'm using black paper, for example, I'll use this. And then these are just the very classic jelly rolls in Sakura white. That's what it's called. No, it's not. These are all Sakura. Anyway. Oh, wait. What? I don't understand. But this is white, gold, and silver. And these are really nice for details. Let's see if I can find an example. And by the way, this is my sketchbook. It's just a cheap little thing from this bookstore here in town. I guess here you can see some of the metallic here, and in the background, the mandala, or in the moon. It's really nice. I like them, but from what I hear, there's other better options that I just haven't gotten my hands on. I live in Finland, where stuff is really hard to come by, and it really sucks, because I would love to use certain things, but I just can't really get my hands on them. And often I will order things online, but that too is kind of a pain in the butt. You have to wait for it and blah blah blah. If you're impatient like me, you just want to get the stuff and use it. And then one more thing, paper. This is the paper that I use. It's nice in various sizes. I have A5, then I have A4. I think they have A3, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they do, but I don't know. The only complaint that I had with this paper was that I would have to like spritz it with water to let the water kind of settle into the paper once I was done with my sketch and my line art, because if I would just go in straight with watercolor, the watercolor would just kind of sit on top of the paper, and I'd almost have to rub it in. And although that used to be a complaint, I don't really spritz my papers with water anymore, and I don't really have that issue. I don't know if I just stopped caring or stopped noticing, but I don't know. It doesn't bother me anymore. So I really like this, and I've really been liking the A5 size. Of course, for some things I like the A4, but A5 is nice, kind of handy size, and you know, it's convenient for me because my sketchbook is A5, and I can just kind of stick some of my, you know, loose drawings in here. So it's nice. I like it. And then I have this masking tape that I use. It's super basic. It rips my paper. I don't really like it, but since I have it, I figured I would use it and then see if I can find a better one. So yeah, I think that about does it for this. I'm not a complex artist. I mean, I guess I could show you like some of the stuff that I don't normally use, but I mean, what's the point in that? I have some soft pastel pencils that I use from time to time, but not regularly, as well as acrylic paints, and they are also super basic. They're not anything fancy. They're just like cheap acrylic paints. So yeah, thank you so much if you stuck around and got to this point in the video. I know it's pretty long. I will probably refilm this because, well, I mean, come on, the camera sucks, and this is not very organized. It's just a bunch of crap and me just rambling. But I had to do this just so that I could, you know, start doing this. It's just so hard to start. So once I get started, I have a lot more motivation to keep going. The starting is the hard part for me. So that I've started, you know, I hope you guys stick around and stay tuned for more videos from me. I'm going to be doing some challenges. I'm going to be doing some tags. I'm going to be doing some speed paints, and whatever else that I can come up with that I would like to share with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please do give me a thumbs up. I think it's really nice to get feedback. Also, if you want to see what I have coming in the future, go ahead and subscribe. I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? You can always unsubscribe if you end up hating all my stuff. So, you know, there's that. But anyway, thank you so much again, and see you later. Bye!